This is WYMT Mountain Sports, your home for the Kentucky Wildcats and local high school sports.
19 tries later, and Auburn finally knocks off Kentucky. The Tigers' first win over the Wildcats since 2000 and first over a ranked opponent since 2009. A potential $50,000 to $100,000 fine for students storming the court will come Monday by the NCAA. Probably worth it. As for the Big Blue Nation, the loss is a head-scratcher. Even with Derek Willis's first career double-double and Tyler Eulis's outstanding game, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, Kentucky drops its 4th game of the season.
Well, we had people who didn't want to play, and then a couple of bad decisions off. Yeah.
What do you mean by didn't want to play, Tyler?
Didn't play hard as a team.
I thought you guys...
Strong words from Eulis. Kentucky had as much as a 12-point lead in the second half. The Wildcats, though, 11 of 35 from the field in that second half. The big men were a big no-show. Alex Poitras, Marcus Lee, and Scalabiciere combined for just 13 points and 9 rebounds.
It was a good win for them in a tough loss, a road loss. Just, you know, stuff is going to be a little tougher. We don't have the margin of error that we've had in some of my teams. So, when I talk about winning basketball, it matters. It matters. So all those plays that we've talked about over and over and over about, but you continue to do, came back to haunt us today. And it's not just one guy, like 3 or 4 guys.
All right, the Cats go to Fayetteville next. Kentucky will play Arkansas this coming Thursday, January 21st, inside Bud Walton Arena. 7 p.m. tip time on ESPN. Well, the 9th-ranked Kentucky women know what it's like to lose in that same arena in Auburn, Alabama. The Wildcats dropped their first game of the season there January 3rd. Today, a chance at revenge in Memorial Coliseum. They lost their second game of the season earlier this week to number 2 South Carolina. Early on, Taylor Murray. She puts a halt to an 8-0 run by Auburn with a quarter-pocket triple tie game. Wildcats recorded 10 steals on the day. Murray converts one into points right there. Big game for the freshman. Transition from the young to the old now. Michaela Epps, the little floater for the senior. Now the Cats, they only made 3 of their 17 three-point attempts. Murray with a downtown splash ball there. Career high 14 for the freshie. Now it's Epps. She goes baseline floater. And then later, Janae Thompson, same baseline, same little drive. She kicks it out to Epps. 13 on the day for Michaela. A season low, 54 points, though, for the Wildcats, but Kentucky gets the win by 7. Next game at Ole Miss Thursday.
Auburn's a very, very tough team, and they are well coached, and they play very hard, and they can really confuse you on defense, and they had us confused in the first half, and I was very proud of our team for hanging in there defensively and playing, and then listening and being able to make some adjustments at halftime that really helped us attack a tough Auburn team.
Cordia has one chance to win a state championship. Will begin later this month in Frankfort. The Lions win the 14th Region All-A Championship after sitting out last year due to KHSAA sanctions. Cordia gave June Buchanan a chance Saturday night. 8 seconds left. Kareem McDonald, he missed his free throw with Cordia up by just 2 points. However, Steven Silvers could not get a shot off at the other end. And the Lotts Creek community can breathe. The 50-48 win means the world to the program.
We had to keep the kids together. We had a lot of people from the exterior trying to pull out our kids, telling them we're never going to play again. And the kids just believed in me, Cordia, and what we were doing, and we stuck together. And we always preach family. And we preached family, and they believed in what we were doing.
Coming up next, we check in with a couple of former Kentucky Wildcats. You see Karl Anthony Towns there. He helped the T-Wolves to a win on Sunday. And then Randall Cobb with some good news after a chest injury that put him out and into the hospital overnight in Phoenix. Welcome back. Scary moment in Saturday night's Packers-Cardinals playoff game. Former Kentucky Wildcat Randall Cobb. He made a great grab thrown by quarterback Aaron Rodgers, but after the 49-yard leaping catch, Cobb got up. He started coughing blood. He suffered a chest injury that sent him to the hospital in Phoenix. He stayed overnight, but Cobb tweeted Sunday saying he was released and is feeling much better. The Packers were eliminated by the Cardinals in overtime. So the Cards won on Saturday. How about Sunday? The Patriots also win, by the way. 2 of the Final 4 spots filled Saturday. Question is, who will the Patriots play in the AFC Championship game, and who will play the Cardinals in the NFC Championship game? Let's find out. Cam Newton and the Panthers taking on the Seattle Seahawks at home. NFC Divisional Playoffs. First quarter, no score. First and goal, Jonathan Stewart. 7-0 Panthers. Of course, these two met up last year in the postseason. Seattle eliminated the Panthers. Later in the quarter, Wilson avoids the sack but doesn't avoid the bad pass. Luke Kuechly with the pick six. It's 14-0 in the first 5 minutes of the football game. Second quarter, Stewart, wingspan, points. 21-0 Carolina. Same quarter, Newton to Greg Olsen. Fantastic 19-yard catch. Carolina up 31-0 at the break. Second half, here comes Wilson making a game of it. Tyler Lockett. Seattle touchdown. It's 31-14. Fourth quarter, Wilson scrambling. Wilson throwing. Touchdown. Jermaine Kearse, all of a sudden we got a football game, 31-21. Stephen Hauschka knocks down this 36-yard field goal attempt to make it a touchdown game. So Hauschka comes back out for the onside kick with 1:12 to go. You got to get it. You only have one timeout left. Yeah, they don't get it. Panthers' Thomas Davis recovers it, and the Panthers hold off the Seahawks to advance to the NFC Championship game. First time since 2005. AFC Divisional Playoffs, Broncos hosting the Steelers. Winner plays the Patriots in the AFC title game. Peyton Manning making his first start since Week 10. Straight to the third quarter, Pittsburgh leads 10-9. Ben Roethlisberger buying time, steps up, finds Martavis Bryant. A long catch and run, sets up a field goal, makes it 13-9 Steelers. Bryant with 9 catches for $154 in the day. Fourth quarter, Fitzgerald Toussaint. He can't hold on to the football. Denver recovers, down a point. Now they're up some points because that sets up C.J. Anderson from a yard out. And then Peyton Manning, they go for 2, and he hits Demaryius Thomas. 20-13, Denver leads by a touchdown. Steelers, they get a field goal. They make it a touchdown game, but just like Seattle, they can't recover the onside kick. We've got Manning versus Brady, Chapter 17 for the AFC Championship game. Broncos defeat the Steelers 23-16 in Denver, which will host next week's conference title game. So here we go. 4 teams remain. The AFC Championship game right here on WYMT next Sunday matches up the Broncos and the Patriots. 3:05 kick time with a trip to Super Bowl 50 on the line. And then at 6:40 on Fox, it's the NFC Championship game. Cardinals go to Carolina to take on the Panthers. It'll be the first time in the Super Bowl era Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks will face off in the playoff game with Carson Palmer on the Cards and Cam Newton of the Panthers. To the NBA, Andrew Wiggins and the T-Wolves hosting the Suns. Second quarter, former Kentucky Wildcat Brandon Knight high off the glass. 2 of his team high 20. Third quarter, Karl Anthony Towns certainly in the running for that Rookie of the Year award. He got range, I guess. Splashing the downtown ball. And then how about the former Louisville Cardinal, Gorey Dang, off the block. He gets it and he jams it. 15 off the bench for Zhang. Minnesota snaps a 9-game losing streak, 117-87. At sports, we'll be back after this.